So guys, we are beginning in just 3-4 minutes. I just had an NSEM, so just wrapping it up, and I will be back in 2-3 minutes. Ah, yes. No, no, no. There is no need. No, no. See, as long as I am teaching, for me, knowledge is important. Attendance all is frankly not mandatory for me, right? So if you already know these concepts which I am teaching, it's okay. Anyways, I will record my lecture and put it on the YouTube. So if you have internet issues or anything else, you can actually watch the video later also, right? Okay. So don't post the rule numbers and names and all. Hardly matters to me. And if I want to keep a quiz, I will inform you beforehand. Okay, guys. So I think we can begin now. Done with the answer. Thank you. So we are continuing our discussion on functions. Let me just share my screen. Screen share. First of all, this WebEx somehow changes their interfaces. Okay. So today we are in this folder, lecture 13, May 4, right? So those who have synced with the folder can just do in VS Code, file, open folder, locate your Dropbox, CS102, and come to lecture 13 on May 4, which is today. So you can just open here and you will get the codes here. So the last lecture we actually just saw functions, how functions are called and functions are declared. So just let me get a very brief overview of what we had seen the last time. Okay, so the first line is standard include stdio.h. So this time we have a function called as max which takes two input parameters num1 and num2. So mind you, since you have a semicolon here, that means I will be declaring the function body after the main, right? So you can see this function is basically defined here, right? This basically is a function body. Everything within the braces is known as a function body. And this num1 and num2 are known as arguments. Just terminology, but of course you may see in the quizzes and all. So these are known as, some books refers to this as parameters, some refer to as arguments. Both are the same, right? So I have two values a and b, which is 100 and 200 respectively. Just a second. And I have an integer known as return. So what I'm doing, I'm calling a function max ab, right? So when I'm calling this function, how do you know it's a function? You have the round parenthesis, right? So since you're calling this function with two parameters a and b, there should be something. Immediately the compiler will basically jump to this function. It will not execute the part after this line. So it comes to this function. The value of a gets copied into num, the value of b gets copied into num2. So this is like a corresponding thing, right? If I can write a b c d, it will be num1 num2 num3 num4, just like we say respectively in English, right? He has been assigned task 1, task 2, task 3. I mean a b c are assigned task 1 2 3 respectively. Uh, there is someone who is not on mute. If anybody of the friend is there, kindly ask him to mute his phone. Okay. So anyways, comparing two numbers for maximum and minimum is very easy, right? So you just define a variable called result and you check whether num1 is greater than num2. Then you say, okay, then result is num1. Else you say the num2 was greater, right? And then finally you return the result. So let us execute the code. So when I'm running the code, so you can see the max value of the function that returns is 200. So here you can do one more thing. Is like, as the rule of function says, you can have only one return statement. That means basically a return statement can return only one value. So you can see you have return result here. So let's say if I define another variable called integer x is equal to 80, right? So it cannot be done like, you can return two values using a return call. It cannot be done, right? C does not allow that. Of course, when we will study pointers, then we can see how can we return multiple values, right? In Python, if anybody knows Python, so in Python you can return n number of values through a function. But in C, as you can, if you want to just check, it will pop an error right now. Let me just run the code. Okay, it did not pop. Probably the compiler now is advanced, but technically C won't allow the returning of multiple function values. So let's say if your function computes three values, A, B, and C, you can actually only return one value back to the function main. So either you need to define three functions differently and return values, but this won't return actually. Let me just see. I think it returns the first value. Let me return x comma result, whether the max is 80. Okay, no, max is still 200. Okay, max is B and this. So x is this and return is result. Yeah, it is returning the last parameter actually. Yes. Lecture 13 should not be empty. Let me just check. Lecture 13, anybody else is empty or empty only? And lecture 12, you had the codes. Oh, it is strange actually. Okay, let me then do one thing. Should I send you on WhatsApp? Hmm. Yes. Acha, save to Dropbox basically. Actually, it should auto sync. Share the link again. I think, okay. VS Code link. Oh, this is for the YouTube. Dropbox. Just let me check whether I have kept the link. VS Code is this. So let me just check now. All files. Share and view. Achha. Let me share it again for all of you. Okay, where is the chat box in WebEx? Strangely, I cannot see any chat box in my WebEx. Participants here. Okay, just a minute. Let me just stop sharing. And I'm not sure whether class you can still see it or not. Just check whether you can see it or not. Or if you want, I will just zip the codes and okay. Actually, Dropbox free version has some limitations. I get actually sharing more than 100, 200 people. Probably it must have disabled. I hope, but you can see it now. Right? Okay. So remember one thing, when you write multiple return statement, right? The last variable which you have returned will be returned. So for example, let's say I'm writing x equal to 80 and result. We already know that 200 was the max value. So result will contain 200. Now since I am returning x comma result, the value in result will be returned. So just see the output. Let me clear the screen. So you can see max value is 200. Now let us reverse it. I am returning result comma x. So what is the last variable? Last variable x. What was x? X is 80. So the compiler does not throw an error, but it is still returning only one value. So let me write now int c equal to 55. So now when I write c here, it will actually return 55. Why? Because 55 is c is the last variable and the variable holding the value 55. So let us run the code. You can see max value is 55. Long story short, one C function can only return one value. That's it. Of course, that variable can be an array also, but technically they can have only one variable here. If there are multiple variables, the one which is specified at the last will be returned. So just correcting the code. So this is 200. You can try on your own. So if you see in these particular case, just for terminology, I am saying this A and B, these are actually known as actual arguments, or some books also refer them to as actual parameters. Why actual? Because these are the actual value that my main was using to call them, right? So basically when you call a function, see I am calling a function here. I don't know what max will do at this particular point. So the values that are passed when the function is called are known as actual parameters. These are the actual values that are passed. And these num1 and num2, these are known as formal arguments or parameters, or formal parameters. Just terminologies, because some website, if you try to see for learning C, they will refer somebody as arguments or parameters, formal or actual, right? So this is done. Now we actually see how can we pass arrays to a function, right? The passing of arrays to a function is even more simpler. So this is again a very small code. So you can see we have a void display function here, right? This function return type is void. That means it will have no return statement. As you can see, this function is this much only and it has no return statement. Again, since I have declared it at the start, there is no need to write a function prototype. Or if I do control X, paste it here, then what will I do? I will copy the line number 14 as it is and keep a semicolon towards the end. So there is nothing right or nothing wrong. It is just a programmer's choice. So don't worry that, sir, if I write the program up, will I get less marks or will I get more marks? Nothing. Both are absolutely right. Fine. So in this, what is happening? See, I'm defining an age array, right? So age array, I am having four values, 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? 2 is the index number 0 because in CS we begin the counting from 0. And now what I am doing, see, since this function is void, I am just writing display as it is. When the function is returning something, right? When it is returning something, you need to see when it is returning result, this value is like, this function is throwing this value. I mean, assume like a ball, you know, you throw the ball to your friend. So this function is throwing a ball with having the word result. So there should be someone to catch that value, right? There should be some variable to catch that value. So this value of result will be stored in the variable ret, ret, fine. So in this case, since my function is void, as I said, void means empty, right? Nothing. Since this function is returning nothing, I need not have any variable that actually needs to catch it. So what will be this execution? So I am defining an array 2, 8, 4, and 12, right? And then I'm calling the display function and I'm passing a particular value of the array. So if you can see here, so let me just for your convenience write the index of these variable. So the index is 0, 1, 2, and 3, right? We begin the array indexing from 0. So 0th index has value 2, first index has value 8, second index has value 4, and third index has value 12. So now what I am passing here, age array and the first, right? So I am passing the index number 1, not the first value, the first index. So what was my first index is 8. So internally what compiler will do here, it will actually feel as if you are passing here 8, and we have age array 2. What is the second index? Second index is 4. So basically you are passing here 4, fine. So since you are passing 8 and 4 here, 8 gets copied to age 1 and 4 gets copied to age 2. And now I am just displaying the value of age 1 and age 2. Let us even do adding of this, right? Age 1, and we can write sum of ages is equal to. So now let us try to execute it. Let me clean up the screen here, run the code. So you can see age 8, age 4, and sum is 12. Now let us try to change the index. So let us keep the index as 3 here. So what is index 3? Index 3 is 12. So the first age will be 12. And let us keep this as the first age of 0. Age of 0 is 2. So 12, 2, and 12 plus 2 is 14. So let me just run the code. So you can see 12, 2, and sum of ages is 14. So this is how you pass an individual array element, right? In the next program, we just see how can we pass a complete array to the function, right? So class, we can take a break for 2-3 minutes and then we can be back. Just 3-4 minutes. Okay, class. So right now we will see how do you pass an entire array, right? In the previous case, we were actually passing only some selected values of an array, directly referring to them as subscript. But usually in normal practice, we come across cases where we need to actually pass the entire array. So how do you do that? Again, it's very easy. So standard is our include stdio. Then again, function declaration. So you can see I am defining a function get average. Then we have 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is, yes. Okay, now it is audible or no? Now it is audible. Okay. Okay, so double get average. Basically, we are passing on two parameters, integer ar and size. So you can see size I am writing just like a normal variable, but ar I am writing with square brackets, right? Empty square brackets. Now what does this signify? This tells the compiler that this particular variable that also. So what happens when are you passing this balance? Yes. Just a minute. Probably the fan is on and hence. Okay, let me just disconnect it again and try to reconnect it.